What's going on, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here. It's time to review Arrow, Season 4, Episode 20, titled Genesis. Spoiler review. Make sure you have seen the episode. It should take me less than 3 minutes to recap the episode, then give you the pros, cons, and final score. Tonight is the Legends of Tomorrow Season 1 finale. Next week is, of course, Flash finale, Arrow finale, Supernatural finale. I mean, it's been a ride. You know, however long about the 8 months or whatever, or 6 months of just constantly, and then the breaks, and the freaking breaks, and then the 2 episodes, and then the breaks, and it's finally coming to an end. It's sad, but also it's like we could rest, man. Our Wednesday nights could actually breathe. But either way, Arrow, let's get into this, man. Of course, I still have to review 21, and then episode 22, and then 23 is next week. But Genesis, here we go, man. Love the band Genesis, by the way. Phil Collins and everything. Land of Confusion. Holy hell, yes indeed. Anyway, first off in Arrow, Dark kills 2 people. He walks into the room, and these are the people on his committee. He just snaps one of the girls' necks. Literally, I don't even think he touches her. He just kind of like snaps her neck in a way. And then the other guy was shooting a bullet at him, and he just freaking throws the bullet back at the guy, hits him right in the head. Kind of brutal for Arrow. Anyway, Oliver is, I wrote this in pencil, so you do have to, please excuse me for this, man. Oliver is going to go visit Constantine's friend. Constantine, we didn't hear his voice, but Oliver was talking to Constantine, and basically he said, like, go visit my friend, all that sort of thing. Like, I have a shaman or somebody to help you out with magic and going after Damien Dark. Now, Diggle is basically chasing Andy, and Andy ends up, big old chase, and Andy actually knocks him out. He knocks Diggle out, man. So after that, gambling in Hub City. Oliver and Felicity dress up, and they go into Hub City, and they're gambling, and they end up finding the Constantine's friend that's going to be helping them out. John is tortured. There's this fight that goes on, and he ends up, he breaks out Diggle, and he ends up handcuffing Andy. Now he ends up escaping. Oliver is doing this magical ritual and everything, and his eyes glow, and the magic breathes into him. And this girl, she just can't do it. She's like, I can't do it. I can't. Like, all that sort of stuff going on. Thea and Alex are on this vacation, and she wakes up and she's like, how did I get here? And they find out that Alex has yellow pills, and the yellow pills is what Dark uses to make people become agreeing with Dark. Basically mind controls them in a sort of way and makes them loyal to Damien Dark. So Alex has them a bunch in his pocket, and she's like, no, and she ends up running around and everything. And she is basically, there's this sound, like she keeps on thinking of stuff, like there's a bark every 10 seconds, and it's like auto, like it's programmed. Everything's programmed basically there. So she basically runs and hits a force field, and there's a bunch of guards everywhere. She is in this secret military, not really military of course because it's Damien Dark, but she's in this playground of a dome city in a sort of way, man. She's under the dome. That's where she's at basically. Diggle's wife and his son, or daughter, is it a daughter? They're on this transport, and Diggle's there, and we find out that this team and everyone, Dark, is attacking their transport. So there's a big fight that goes on. Diggle escapes on a motorcycle with his child. After that, he ends up killing Andy. There's this fight that goes on. It's in this alleyway, and he shoots Andy, and he's dead. He falls down to the ground. He's like, oh no. And it is a sad moment, and all of a sudden Oliver comes up, and he's like, I'm sorry. And with the voice and everything, you had to do what you had to do, all that stuff sort of. It's sad. But then again, Andy would have never stopped. Andy would have just kept on continuing, and never would have been resolved. Arrow versus Dark. This is my favorite moment out of the whole episode, no matter what anyone says. There was a cool moment because, he has a little lift up, Oliver. He has a little magic in him and everything. His eyes glow, and Dark is like, what? And it's so cool because he shoots an arrow at Dark, and he pulls him towards him, and he hits him. And there's a cool stunts in there, man. I really enjoyed the stunts and the choreography there. After that, the magic, Dark ends up leaving, and he stole this chip from Lila. He stole this chip that was in her arm, and he basically has all the nukes, like the nuke codes, or he could actually have and launch a nuke whenever he wants. What did I think about this episode overall? First off, let me give you the pros. I gotta say this, man. The effects in here were very well done. Of course, and that's every week with Arrow. You know, there are some practical effects where it's those regular explosions, which do piss me off, because every week, pew, 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 just those explosions, and it's kind of like, we've seen it for 4 seasons, we get it. That's all you can afford. Pew, pew, little sparkles going on and all that. Yeah, okay, with sparks or whatever. But some effects actually did work, like the magic effects and going into Oliver and all that. Like all those little, computer effects and all that stuff were good, man. It definitely was. Andy's death. I do have to say that Andy's death was very, not shocking, but definitely when he shot him, it was like, Andy's dead. Like, oh my, they killed off Andy, man. So no more of that storyline. And also, Diggle did lie to Lila, saying like, oh, he was reaching for my gun, so I shot him. Not true, man. Actually, Diggle just shot him. There was no reaching for the gun or anything. Diggle did just shoot him, sort of like in cold blood. There was no defense really. With that, Dark is powerful. I did like that Dark did show a lot of his powers. I enjoyed the opening when he came in and he freaking snapped that girl's neck without even touching her and all that. That was awesome. Dark versus Arrow, like I said, that's my favorite part of the whole episode. That whole little choreography going on and the little fighting, because it's cool to finally see him. That's like, we never get to see Arrow and Dark really fight. It's just boom, boom, Arrow, and then he leaves or something like that. It was cool to finally see a little hand-to-hand stuff, barely just for a few seconds. The action, of course, the chases, all that stuff, to keep you going. That worked for this episode. I mean, it wasn't a great episode. It was really just a good episode. But for the action, I will say, yeah, all right. And then the flashbacks going on, there were, no flashbacks, excuse me. There were no flashbacks, which was something that I enjoyed. I'm like, Arrow, no flashbacks this time? There were no flashbacks. It's raining outside, by the way. I don't know if you can hear, but it's pissing me off. No flashbacks, and it worked very well. I like it when there's no flashbacks, so it was cool to see that happening. The only cons I have to say about this, really, about this episode, and there are a few cons. Thea, I don't care for Thea, honestly. I don't know why, and I'm nothing against the actress or anything, but I just don't care about the character. That's just my opinion. And seeing her and this whole storyline, and she's trying to run, and she has like this clothes on, and it's weird how she runs, and I'm just like, God damn it, Thea. Also, Alex is so obvious that there was something wrong. Like right from the get-go, something was wrong. It's so obvious. I don't know if that's the way the character is supposed to be, or just because the people who watch are smart, and you're like, something's wrong. Something's wrong right from the moment she wakes up. It's just so obvious and predictable in a sort of way where she was not in the right place or in the surface of the world. It's cliche, the whole knockout stuff. I mean, Andy knocking him out, the whole cliche, like, yeah, blah, 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 cliche. Boom, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen this before 100 times in TV shows. It's just the same cliche sort of stuff. The sparks, the action scenes are awesome in Arrow, but every now and then they copy the same action scenes where it's just like Arrow doing this with his bow, and you know what I mean? Like, it's cliched, honestly, a lot of this. And the whole chip system, him owning the nukes, that plays into the next episode, but still, I'm kind of like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just did that with the whole nukes and warheads, so it's like everything is like, I don't know if they're copying each other. I'm assuming they didn't know, but it's just like, why is everybody getting their hands on nukes and everything? It's like that same storyline with other shows. Overall, I'm going to have to give this Arrow episode, man, a B-, secondarily a C. I thought it was a good episode. It had good moments in there. But secondarily, if I had to say, it was just alright. It's mediocre, this episode. It had a few fun little moments. It was slow, and seeing Felicity in the dress in the Hub City, I was like, ooh. So other than that, it had a few good moments. Didn't have nothing great in there, not really. But the Arrow and Dark scene were probably the number one scene out of the whole episode. That's like, I was like, yeah, highlight there. And other than that, Andy's death, it was alright. It was just an alright episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below, tell me what you thought about this Arrow episode. I'll be seeing you guys for the rest of the Arrow episodes and next week for season 4 finale. Excuse me, we're season 4. Can't forget, 5 years already coming up, guys. 5 years. We've been at this for quite some time. So, woo! let's do it. Make sure to like, comment, and share the video if you enjoyed so, man. And if you really enjoyed the review, you want to check out the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate that. Until next time, bye-bye.